what is going on, guys? So in this video, it's going to be more of a educational video talking about the actual charts, not a psychology video. So if you are looking to actually gain some knowledge here, stick around because I'm going to be dropping a lot of sauce on this video. So this is going to be very useful for a lot of people. I'm going to basically go over what makes the drawn liquidity valid, how to find, I guess, like the right drawn liquidity for the day. And yeah, going to be super educational. So stick around. So the first point, I have some points here, but I also have a lot of other things I want to talk about. These are just some of the main ones. But so the first thing is the drawn liquidity. First thing I want to preface this: I don't need to predict where the drawn liquidity or what the drawn liquidity is. That's not my job. My job is not to predict. My job is to react. So my job is to actually just simply mark out the obvious highs and lows, like I mentioned here. The 1 hour or 4 hour daily, like those are the best draws. Um, so like I could just mark out this. This is an hourly, probably a 4 hour as well. This is a 4 hour low, 4 hour low. These are all obvious to the eye, as I mentioned here, obvious to the eye, 4 hour, whatever. So you can see we have a low and another low right here. So I have no idea that this is the drawn liquidity when we're up here. I have absolutely no idea. But once we start to absolutely dump, that's when I know. That is when and now instead of predicting, I'm going to just react off of how we're moving. And I know this was news, but I want to use this as an example because it's a great example. When I see volume like this, and this happens sometimes, this is obviously more drastic than some other times, but when I see volume like this towards a low, that's what makes my drawn liquidity valid, bro. It's the movement and the volume that we're actually getting towards the drawn liquidity that makes it valid. It's not the PD arrays or bullshit, anything bullshit like that. It's not like disrespecting bullish and respecting bearish. No, it's just simply the freaking volume, bro. This is so much sauce, but the volume of the in which direction we're moving is what tells you the drawn liquidity. Because when I see a volume like this, obviously this is drastic, but when I see volume pushing like that, that's what makes my drawn liquidity valid to be these lows. That's what makes these lows high probability. So when I need to see actual volume towards a high or a low, an obvious high or low, that's what makes the draw valid. Okay. Now, again, pretty standard. It has to be obvious to your eye. It can't just be like some. I'll show you guys one that's like awful, right? Like this high, for example. You can consider this buy side liquidity, some shit like this. But it's not obvious to the eye, whereas like this one is much better. So that's like what I mean by obvious to the eye. Nothing you're trying to really find is it shouldn't be hard to see. It should be very obvious. That's what makes the drawn liquidity valid. You need to see actual volume towards it. And then conditions. So conditions has to do with volume, but it also has to do with um like the trend. So if I were to go to, let me just find some random time. Okay. So right here, we are this is an example of the opposite of what I want to see. This right here is just not a trend, right? This is a range. I don't trade when we're in a range because there's no clear direction. I need direction and I need speed towards a direction, towards a drawn liquidity for me to want to trade. So when I see price moving sideways, I'm staying out of the markets. And I don't care even here when we start to break out of the range. Yes, now we're moving up with volume and we're getting good movement. This is when I would be more open to trading. But it's the days that look more like this that I'm actually preferred to trade in. Days that look like this is what I prefer to trade. Nothing like this. Although sometimes I did actually take a trade here. So sometimes this is valid, but it kind of depends on the volume and the draw. Because like this was all time highs, so that's why I ended up taking something here. But I can't see a range for it doesn't really make me want to trade when we're in a range. This is a range. This is obviously expansion, expansion, expansion. You could see range right here, sort of a range. Um, expansion. Like I need to see expansion. It's really obvious to the eye. My trading is so simple because if I can see trendy conditions, good volume, I don't want to see slow candles. I want to see big candles with a valid drawn liquidity and then my entry system. I'm going to try to take a trade. I don't care. I'm going to try to take a trade when I see that. And drawn liquidity is king. And in order for the draw to be valid, we need volume and we need conditions to actually be moving towards it. And it has to be obvious to the eye. So pretty quick video, but I thought this could be very, very informational to a lot of people. So I hope you guys took notes, and I hope you guys were able to take something out of this video because it was definitely helpful. I hope for a lot of people. So that's gonna be the end of the video, guys. If you want to work with me and learn the way that I trade even better, and learn it directly from me through one-on-one calls, then I will put my mentorship in the description, as well as like my free Discord and all of the other options. So if you want to check it all out, it is just in the description. But other than that, I appreciate you guys for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.